We recently met up with our good friend Lyris. The last time we saw her was when we had been requested by Yoren, the Skeld King, to meet with one of his agents, and it turned out to be Lyris. Shortly thereafter, we discovered there were mysterious disappearances occurring in Western Skyrim, and after looking into this, it appears a witch coven is behind it. Between now and then, Nimona had visited the Rift, gathering supplies for her planned trip to Western Skyrim. What is really going on there? She has to know, and Lyris could use her help. However, as she visited the Rift, she became ill, and after a few days, came to the slow realization she had been inflicted somehow by vampirism. She heard she can try to have this curse lifted, but there's no time. The rumors coming out of Skyrim have been becoming more common and more urgent.
Hey, you're finally awake. We just crossed the border. I've heard strange things have been happening since I was away. Even so, it's good to be back home. Back in Skyrim. It's always something.
These two. Take them to the barrow.
It's time to go to Western Skyrim. It's time to see what's what. Arriving in Solitude in Western Skyrim, she steps from the way shrine. Nimona hears,
Friend, I need your help.
"Oh. Hey, what's wrong?"
There's no time. Take this. Keep it safe.
Wait, what are you giving me?
Information. The Ice Reach Coven.
Oh.
At work in the west. Just need more proof. Go! They're coming!
Who's coming? The ones who attacked you?
Don't trust them. Only Lyris. She's...
Lyris, hold on.
You there! What did that fugitive tell you?
This starts the quest, the Gathering Storm. Fugitive?
Who are you? Another spy? What did this lying Easterner say to you?
I was just going about my business when I saw that he was injured.
Assisting a fugitive is a crime in Hafingar Hold. Unless you want to find out how we deal with traitors and spies, tell me what he said to you.
I'm not sure who this guy is, but I'm not sure I trust anybody after seeing this happen. He died before he could say anything.
Lucky for you. If he had told you any seditious lies and you decided to keep them from us, you'd have been in real trouble.
I hear ya.
Don't stick your nose where it doesn't belong. Solitude doesn't take kindly to instigators or strangers. And mark my words, you'd rather not get on the wrong side of the High King's guard.
Okay.
Go on. Just remember, I'll be keeping an eye on you.
I wonder what that was all about.
That does not seem like a usual guard of Solitude or the High King. Looking through Brunald's papers,
A scrap of paper with hurried writing scrawled in a shaky hand sits on top of the pile. Brundle, the guards came asking about you. They were rattling their scabbards at anyone they could find. I'm scared. I hid your horse in the woods. I'll wait in the barn by the stables outside the city, but only for one more day. An official-looking form with an annotation. Declaration of custom, port of departure, sentinel, port of arrival, Solitude. Cargo offloaded. 3 barrels oasis water, 4 crates Coven housewares, 5 crates Thorstad pottery, 1 crate Sentinel canteen. Saw a crew member surreptitiously marking several crates on the docks. Hidden compartments? Couldn't get a look inside. A small, tightly folded note tucked in between the sheets. Left a surprise for you. Follow the direction. Where stones stand south of the lonely docks, in the shadow of the shelter, where the living trees keep watch.
poor Brunald. Man, we'd only just gotten here, and already we are deep into another mystery. Well, apparently it has to do with Lyris, so that's who we've come to see. Before starting this new mystery that Nimona has uncovered, her trip from the rift has exhausted her, and she's so hungry. That's better. Heading down to the port to search the marked crate, we stop by the farmstead next to the port. Going into the barn.
Stay back! I'll do it! I'll stab you!
Wait, I'm not here. I'm not an enemy.
I mean it! One step closer, and I'll stick you like a hawker!
I'm not here to hurt you. I need to talk to you about Brynald.
I don't know any Brundold. That is what I told the guards, and that is what I'm telling you. I don't want any more trouble. You make me stab you, and it's my word against yours.
Brynald is dead. He left me a handful of papers and a lot of questions.
Dead? Stone's mercy. And I'm next, aren't I? I promise. I don't know anything. I won't make any trouble. I'll disappear. I don't even like it here. You'll never see me again.
I didn't kill Brynald. Just tell me what this is all about.
He did not tell me a lot. Said he was tracking some bad people. Asked me to keep an eye out for any unusual comings and goings. He'd come by now and then with a sweet roll and a few coins for my trouble. He was nice.
And did you see anything out of the ordinary?
The last time we spoke, it was about the men with the job postings. A pair of wolves in sheep's clothing. Trying to blend in, but still off around the edges. Same with their horses. Sheared mountain mares. Come from the Reach, I wager.
You think they were trying to hide where they came from?
They'd be wise to. The only time Reachmen and Nords meet is to kill each other. I always heard they were raiders and barbarians. No interest in honest labor, or writing for that matter. Not the sort to post job notices.
What do you think they really wanted?
Who knows? Maybe they really do need laborers. Can't imagine Reachmen would hire Nords, so. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Tell me about the Reach.
A wild land full of wild folk, located south and west of here. It's changed hands between Reachmen and the Nords more times than I can count. But they control the territory now. Seeing Reachmen wandering the streets of Solitude, it makes me nervous.
Why does that make you nervous?
You'd feel the same if you knew the tales of the fall of Markarth. What the Reachmen do to folks they capture. Better to slice your own throat than let those barbarians take you alive. If they raid our hold, Just run, and don't look back.
What else can you tell me about the job postings?
Flyers. They were hanging them at the inn around the city. Something about a lucrative opportunity in the Druidic Mountains. I really did not pay them a lot of attention. I was more interested in the men distributing them.
So what are you going to do now?
Take Brondle's horse and run before someone less friendly comes to find me. Braun was going to take me back east after he finished here. I want to live where strangers are welcomed with a smile instead of a scowl. I hear Wilhelm is like that.
Are the people here that suspicious of strangers?
We're stuck between the despot of Markarth and the Skald King of the East. Both sniff around like wolves, waiting for a moment of weakness to strike. Not a day goes by without a threat of war. It is exhausting living this way.
All right, well, thank you. Stay safe. Well, it sounds like the people of Western Skyrim are between a rock and a hard place with everything going on at Markarth. The fall of Markarth? I hadn't even heard of that. And the Reachmen. Who are the Reachmen? Leaving the barn and heading down to the port, we find the marked crates that we had read about. Searching it, all we find are ash-covered fragments. Is there anything else to go by here? Looking back at Brondle's papers, we realize, oh, there seem to be some kind of directions at the bottom. Let's see. Where the stones stand at the lonely docks in the shadow of their shelter, where the living trees keep watch. Well, we're at the docks now. The only trees I see are across the river here. Looking over, yes, I think that must be the direction. Swimming that way, we find standing stones that were not quite visible from the docks. Oh, is that a backpack behind that rock? Oh, there's a letter here to Lyris. Lyris, if you're reading this, I never made it to our meeting at the Blue Palace. I'm likely either dead or in the dungeon, but I was able to send word your way. I don't have proof that this Ice Reach Coven you are hunting is in Hafinger Hold, but something rotten in the capital city of Solitude. I know I'm on the right trail. Unfortunately, it seems they know it too. I wish I had more information for you. I'm sorry. Bring what I found to Queen Gerid. She's more level-headed than the High King. Without her influence, I doubt you'll be able to see High King Favrim. Ronald. The journal itself reads as follows. This assignment is going to be more challenging than I anticipated. Locals are suspicious of strangers. Guards always seem to be watching. Even in a city the size of Solitude, even among Nords, I stick out like a sore thumb. Made one contact at the royal stables, a young woman named Coven, starry-eyed, naive. Told her to keep watch for unusual travelers. No one else is talking. I'm going to settle into a routine. Get people used to seeing me around. Everything passes through the Lonely Troll at some point. It's the best place in the city to talk to the locals and learn about what's going on. There's an orc that frequents the establishment, goes by the name Mock. He seems willing to talk as long as you keep his mug filled. If anyone knows something about the Ice Reach Covens, I'm sure to find them in the Lonely Troll. Any trust I built up with the locals evaporated at the mere mention of witches. Won't say a word about them, unless you count prayers to the gods. I guess they take dark magic more seriously this close to the Reach. but they'd rather shut their ears to it than court misfortune. Corbin came through for me. She said some rugged types arrived on mountain mares, trying a little too hard not to be noticed. They put up postings all around town, recruiting for something. Sharp girl. A recruitment flyer is stuffed in between the pages. Laborers and craft workers needed. Brave fought for distant and dangerous work in uncharted territory beyond the Dradic Mountains. Travel mandatory. Food and lodging provided. A year-long commitment required with rewards to match the risks. Inquire at the Lonely Troll in Solitude. Note scribbled at the bottom of the flyer. Seeing these postings across the hold, nobody seems to know what all this labor is for or where it's needed. The journal continues. I noticed Red Guard ships making regular stops at the docks here. Considering my chilly reception, I find that curious. Cost me a good bit of gold, but the local snitch, Grega, who I found gambling in an alley, provided a solid lead. Red Guard mariners are bringing shipments up from Sentinel. Manifests say housewares. Crews look more like mercenaries than traders. She saw one discreetly marking some of the crates. Think I'll poke around. Tried to grab what was inside, but I got caught. It slipped from my hand before I could wrest it from the crate. I managed to lose the thugs who were after me. I'm just hoping they never got a good look at me. Supposed to meet with Lyris Titanborn before her audience with Queen Greyheld at the Blue Palace. Tell her what I found so she can convince High King Savgrim that there's a threat to his domain. All I've got is suspicions. Nothing solid. I've heard that the High Queen rules with a lighter touch. She might be the sympathetic ear that gets us in the door.
Oh, wow. We just got a information overload, I think. Well, we know for sure Lyris is going to go and meet with Queen Gerhild at the Blue Palace. So Nimona heads over there. Hopefully she can catch Lyris and see what is going on.
What is it?
Arriving at the Blue Palace, looking around. Oh, there's Lyris. She's right there in the courtyard.
Lyris! Hey.
Vestige? You're a sight for sore eyes. Feels like it's been ages since, well, you know.
Yeah.
I'd invite you for a drink, but I'm about to present myself to royalty just as soon as my contact arrives.
Ronald isn't coming. He's dead.
He's what? Oh, damn it. Queen Gerhild will be here at any moment. Look, Her Highness is expecting to talk to me and my contact. I need you to pretend to be that contact, or this will go very badly.
What's this all about, Lyris?
We can exchange intimate details of our lives later. Right now, just know that the safety of all of Skyrim, maybe even all of Tamriel, depends on how this meeting goes. So follow my lead and be on your best behavior with Her Highness.
But follow your lead with what?
Lyris Titanborn. Your reputation is known even here in the West. Is this one of your famed companions?
No, but I assure you my partner is one of the Skald King's best. Go introduce yourself, partner.
I am Gerhild, Queen of Skyrim. Allow me to welcome you on behalf of our kingdom, our city, and our hold. Who might you be?
Nimona, Your Majesty.
The letter that preceded your arrival said an attempt was made on the Skald King's life. It indicated that High King Svargrim would be next. My husband took that as an accusation and a threat. He will not meet with you, but I will hear you out.
I've witnessed some concerning things since I arrived here, Your Majesty.
Have you anything that would persuade my husband? It will take some substantial evidence to convince High King Svargrim to heed the words of the hated Yoren, the Skald King.
There's evidence of Reachment activity around Solitude.
Reachman transgressions will not be enough for Svargrim to accept outside help. He's a prideful man, and the bad blood between him and Yoran runs deep. I will speak on your behalf, but you and Lyris will need to bring me proof he cannot ignore.
We'll find that proof, Your Majesty.
Thank you for alerting me to this situation. I am eager to see what else you uncover. I will do what I can, but be as discreet as possible. If you run afoul of my husband, he won't hesitate to return you to Yoran, and not necessarily in one piece.
What sort of proof will persuade High King Savrim to listen?
You must convince my husband that a threat greater than Yoran exists. Further, this threat must directly imperil the High King. Find proof of this, and I will assist you how I can. Helping to keep our hold safe will also allay his concerns.
What we found so far isn't enough?
It's enough for me to believe your intentions are sincere. Learn more about these suspicious activities you mentioned, then bring it to me. If this threat is as dangerous as Yoran claims, prove it, and I will make my husband listen to reason.
A soldier accused me of being a spy. Are your people always so suspicious?
My deepest apologies. Between the Reach to our south and the Ebonheart Pack to the east, our soldiers have come to see all outsiders as a potential threat. I will look into this. Vigilance cannot be allowed to become a bludgeon.
Why is there bad blood between High King Savgrim and Yoran the Skald King?
Eastern and Western Skyrim have been at odds since the kingdom was divided. Yoran's ambitions for the Ruby Throne, however, have created a new level of tension. Forming alliances and raising armies for conquest. Should we not be wary of such a man?
Savgrim thinks Yoran wants to take over his kingdom?
Frankly, yes. He believes Yoran hasn't marched here with an army as yet, because the Western holds are firmly united against Pact rule. My husband is certain Yoran plots to erode those allegiances. You will not easily earn the High King's trust.
Alright, well thank you for meeting with us, Your Majesty.
You handled that better than I expected. Now what in Mara's name happened to Brundold?
He was fleeing pursuit and gave me a bundle of papers before he died.
Damn. Lucky thing he found you. Brundold was supposed to get the lay of the land before I got here. Without his information, my work for Yoran the Skald King could be over before it begins. What did he give you? Hand it over.
Here's everything I found.
Smugglers and Reachmen up to illicit business. Nothing unusual there, but Brundold thought it could be connected to the Coven. I'm short a good investigator, and you stepped into the role easily enough. Can I count on you to help me with this?
Yep. What do you need me to do?
Brundold mentioned some locals we should have a talk with. A snitch named Grega who likes to gamble in back alleys, and an orc named Mog who frequents the Lonely Troll Inn. Let's find them and see what they can tell us.
Alright. So, can you explain what this is all about?
Succinctly? No, but I'll try. The Icereach Coven recently attacked the Skald King. We learned they're planning something in Western Skyrim as well, so Yoran sent me to warn them. Beyond that, we have the leads Brundold found, and that's about it.
Well, tell me more about the Icereach Coven.
Reach witches from an island to the north in the Sea of Ghosts. Nords drove their kind out of Skyrim a long time ago, and we thought they were gone forever. Seems we were wrong.
Why did Yoran send you to help Savgrim? They obviously have a bad history.
While it's true that Svargrim and Yoran don't get along, the Skald King doesn't want something terrible to befall Western Skyrim. That would be bad for the East as well as the West. Besides, Yoran was hoping for an opportunity to improve relations.
And how do we know the smugglers and the Reachmen are even connected?
We don't, but it's all we've got. Even if they aren't connected to the Icereach Coven, taking care of a few of Svargrim's problems might earn us some goodwill. Now, let's go check out the back alleys and the Lonely Troll Inn.
Alright, sounds good. Can you explain what this is all about?
Succinctly? No, but I'll try. The Icereach Coven recently attacked the Skald King. We learned they're planning something in Western Skyrim as well, so Yoren sent me to warn them. Beyond that, we have the leads Brondald found, and that's about it.
Before we go, I ran into the Coven. I overheard them plotting something about destructive storms and a harvest.
I had a run-in with the Coven too. First at their stronghold in the Sea of Ghosts, then in Eastmarch. They tried to... well, let's say they had plans of an unkind nature regarding the Skald King. I stopped them, then came here to warn Svargrim.
All right, let's go.
We'll head first to the back alley and try to find this Grega, who seems to know about Redguard mariners and shipments from Sentinel.
I'm not the first Nord from the east to receive a chilly reception at the Blue Palace. Doubt I'll be the last.
Yeah, it sounds like the Western Nords are a bit suspicious of anybody who's not local. We find the back alley just behind Proud Spire Manor. A local house I see is up for sale. Maybe we have to look at that later.
Hail.
Grega is right where we thought we'd find her.
Hey, don't step on the dice. There a reason you're interrupting our game, pork face?
Ronald said you knew something about the smuggled goods from Sentinel.
Don't know any Brondald. Don't know you. Either way, I got nothing to tell you. Get lost. I'm on a winning streak.
I suppose we could threaten Grega here, but let's persuade instead.
Ronald did because of what's in those crates. They'll come for you too.
Dead? That's a new one. Nothing Kassala usually moves through port is worth killing over. You didn't hear it from me, but she's the one picking up those shipments. Her warehouse is down on the docks. You want to know more? Go ask her.
I'll talk to Kassala. Thanks.
Let's stop by the Lonely Troll before we head to Kassala's warehouse. If we can find him, this Mog mentioned in Brondald's journal might know something about Kassala's operation.
All right, sounds good.
Heading to the docks, we first make a stop at the Lonely Troll.
Castle Dower is a monument to the Western spirit. Stony and cheerless. Maybe the new tower will liven up the place.
Castle Dower is the fortification within Solitude where most of the guards are located. I'm not sure what Lyris just meant when she said maybe the new tower will liven up the place. I'm sure it's a bit of lore that we will figure out eventually. The Lonely Troll is one of the first buildings you find upon entering Solitude. Going through the door, we find Mog fairly easily.
You must be Mog. I have questions.
Questions? Happy to oblige. Buy a few rounds and let's chat.
You're going to answer me, or...
Lyris, come on. Play it cool.
Nobody intimidates my friends.
Princess Svana.
Princess?
Who gave you the right to walk in here and bully my friend? Did my father send you?
Why would your father send someone to bully Mog?
Because he doesn't like Mog. But I like Mog. Mog doesn't care that I'm a princess, and it doesn't matter to me that Mog's a scoundrel. If my father didn't send you, why are you threatening my friend?
We wanted to ask if he saw the people putting up the job posting.
Smelly bastards. Cheap, too. Wouldn't buy us a drink. They hung their flyers and left without saying a word. Then, a different smelly bastard showed up to sign on workers. He was a charmer, though.
You remember anything else about this charmer?
His breeches fit well. And he was handsome. Not a Nord. Breton, maybe. I didn't really listen to what he was saying. A half-dozen workers left with him. Off to the Drudok Mountains or someplace.
Oh.
He hasn't been back since.
Thank you, Your Highness.
Let's talk outside, partner.
Princess Savannah is the daughter of High King Savgrim and Queen Gerhild, who rule here in Solitude. We do not know much about her past yet. Leaving the inn...
So we've got a mysterious Breton possibly working with Reachmen, recruiting workers for some unknown purpose. Plus there's a smuggler hiding unknown contraband in a warehouse down by the docks. I say we deal with the smuggler first.
Why the smuggler?
We know where to find her, and we more or less know what she's up to. And if the two are connected, maybe the smuggler can help us narrow our search for the Breton. Ready to visit Casella's warehouse?
Yep, I'm ready to go to the smuggler's warehouse.
Exiting Solitude, we head back down to the docks where we first found the crate with a mysterious symbol on it.
That's Casella's warehouse. Only one sentry.
Kind
Let's try not to
Aegis
cause a
needs
scene.
your help. Sea giants and vampires are everywhere.
Private property. Get lost. Wait. A half-giant? Is that Lyris Titanborn?
You know Lyris?
Blood and Blade. Everyone knows Lyris Titanborn. What a woman. She's even larger than I imagined. No wonder she fought Swordmaster Sai Sahan to a draw. Wait,
What?
is he here too?
No, just us. We need to see Casala.
Until Casala returns, I'd be happy to keep Fair Lyris company in her stead.
Well, that's nice, but perhaps we could wait inside?
Alas, Casala doesn't allow visitors when she isn't here to conduct business. But we can wait out here. Do you think Lyris would autograph my ancestral scabbard? It would mean so much to my son. When I have one. Do you know if Lyris is betrothed?
Oh, wow. I'm not sure, but if you get your scabbard, she'll be happy to autograph it.
Oh, thank you, thank you! You don't know how much this means to me.
Well, he's quite a fanboy.
I don't know what you said to him, but this is our chance. Try the lock.
We easily pick this lock and gain entry into the warehouse.
See what's in those marked crates. I'll watch the door.
There's a ancient urn in this one.
Ash and bones here.
And reach ritual fetishes? What are
That's all
these?
this time I see.
More than you. Care to try me?
I'll pass. I just want to know who's been meddling in my business.
Well, that would be us.
I had a feeling it wasn't just an opportunistic thief trying to steal my cargo. What are you after?
Proof of a plot against the High King. Care to explain what's in these crates?
A plot against the High King? Involving plundered antiquities from Hammerfell? Preposterous. I'm simply facilitating a transaction between treasure hunters and a rich collector. So, who am I paying the bribe to? You or the High King?
What about these reach fetishes?
Give me that! Tribal crafts my arse. I told that son of a skeever I don't deal in arcane goods, especially ones from the Reach. Nothing but sorrow comes from such business. This isn't cursed, is it?
I don't know. Who hired you to smuggle this?
No name, just instructions and gold. Shipments come in, I make sure no one looks too closely and wait for a pickup. Never see the same face twice. Last time it was a smooth-talking Breton with Nord laborers in tow. You want more? I need assurances.
Oh, I'm sure we can work something out.
They're taking the cargo to an abandoned lodge in the foothills north of Solitude. Occasionally used it myself when the city guard was being thorough. Want to catch them? Start there. If that's all, we're leaving. I'm not losing my head over this.
This sounds like the location we went to with Lyris for the prologue quest. Can you tell me anything else about the Breton and the laborers?
The Breton was sly. Handsome, even. Thought he could charm me into taking on additional shipments. Now that I know what's involved, the trouble isn't worth it. The Nords were local, hired hands from the Lonely Troll.
You never checked your cargo?
I'm paid not to ask too many questions. This arrangement was a lucrative one. I trusted them, but it seems they took advantage of my natural greed. That won't happen again.
All right. Lyris, what do you think?
Rondold had good instincts. We're definitely onto something. Our mystery buyer is hiring locals to haul these urns and reach fetishes out of the city. But for what purpose?
Some sort of ritual, maybe?
Without a doubt. The Coven's attack on Yoren involved a ritual. Why hire locals, though? Seems like an unnecessary risk. And how does the Breton figure in? I suppose using different people draws less attention. Something doesn't feel right.
Should we check out that abandoned lodge?
No reason not to. Head there while I circle around from the other direction in case they're already on the move. Just be careful. I'd rather not lose another partner before we actually figure out what we're up against.
Well, you be careful too. I'll see you at the lodge.
Give your sentry my best, and tell him I owe him an autograph.
Oh, he's gonna get more than an autograph if I see him again.
Exiting the warehouse, we must now head north to this abandoned lodge, but I'm all out of time for this episode. So our continuing adventure will have to wait. I wonder what waits for us at the lodge. I guess we'll find out soon. Until then, thanks for watching. I'll see you next episode.